Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel and the practical series of business intelligence and data analytics. In the last session, I had explained you how we can read the data from the CSV file using Python. So for that we use Pandas library, which is available in Python, and this is a code to read the data, and we can display the first and the last 3 rows or 4 rows of the dataset using this head and tail method. Now in this session I will explain you how we can do the data analysis and find out the insights in the data. So we start with the code section. In Python we have a method called as print. So my data set is my data set variable, and we have a method called as info. So info is a method which will return the information about the data set. As you can see here, it is returning the information of the data set. So we have a columns: serial number, name, age, city and occupation. In the serial number, name, age, city, occupation, we have a 10 values, 10 non-null values. That means we don't have any null values in the data set. Then the data type for the serial number is integer, and then name, object, integer, object and object. So this is the first data analysis method which gives the basic information about the data set. Now moving to the next, then again click on code section, then we will print the shape of data set. In next line, print data set dot shape. So shape is a property of the data set. Just click on this, right? We have a 10 rows and 5 columns in this data. As we can see here, there are 10 rows and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns are there. So we can find out the shape of the data set using dataset.shape. Okay, next, now I want to display the columns in the data set. So I am writing columns and then print dataset dot columns. Again, the columns is the property of the data set. Just play. So we have a column: serial number, name, age, city, occupation, and the data type for the most of the column is your object. So now next, suppose I want to find out the null values in data set. So again we have a method data set dot is null. We have a is null method which will return the null values in the data set. Just click on run button. So as we can see here, we have a serial number, name, age, city. Since we don't have any null values, that's why it is returning a false. Any serial number में कोई भी null values नहीं है. As we can see in the column, if we have a true in the column, that means that column has a null values. Suppose अब मैं क्या करता हूँ, I am dataset data.csv में. Now suppose I don't want this is my null value, and इसको भी मैंने हटा दिया, and then again I am saving this data in downloads again and overwrite the data. Again go to the Google Colab and then just delete this file, and again I will upload this data So now this data contains the null values, and then again I will read this data first, right? Just click on read data. So as we can see here, we have a nan here, null values, again null values, same. Then execute this code. So now in the name column, as we can see here, we have a true in first and true. That means these two values are null. So is null method is basically used to find the null values. So do remember, dataset dot is null will return all the null values in the entire dataset. Yani ये method is null when I applied on dataset, so it will return all the null values in each of the column available in the dataset. But since we have a null values in name column, so what we can do here, we just print data set within bracket, right? I will type name dot is null. So now this time it will only return the null values present in the name column. As we can see here, only name column is displaying here, and the first record or the fifth record having the null values. So I want to remove this null values rows from the data set, and I will store this data in the new data set. Suppose I am declaring a variable new data set equals to data set dot drop na. This is a method which is used to remove the null values rows from the data set. And now I am again printing my new data set. So now this is my new data set. Just click. So as we can see here, the record serial number 1 is not there. Why? Because the serial number 1 contains the null values. In the same way, we have a fourth. In fourth, as we can see here, the fourth column is also not there. So in this way, we can remove the null values from the data set. Okay, now next data analysis that we will do is we will find out the duplicate values in the data set. So for that, we will first open the data set and we check is there any duplicate records available in data set or not. So since we don't have any record, so what I can do, I am just copying this record and duplicating it. Okay, so these are my duplicate records. Then again I'll save this detail, replace, then again I will upload the data set, delete, and then upload. Okay, now first we print the duplicate values available in the data set. Click on code. Okay, now I will print first within double quotes duplicates records, then print data set dot duplicated. So this is a method which is used to find the duplicated value. So since we modify this data set, so again I will go to the first section of the code and click on the run button. So यहाँ पे as we can see there are duplicate values. Now then again अब I will click on this. तो यहाँ पे as we can see here we have a duplicate values in this. So these are the 3 duplicates value. Now I want to delete this duplicate values again. Then print df dataset dot drop duplicates. So this is a method which is used to drop the duplicate values. See, as we can see in this, there is no duplicate values. So this is all about the data analysis and the data insights using Python. I hope you understood this session. Thank you so much.